Bill, what I said. Oh, not yet. I'm gonna tell him though. I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell him, Don Gotti.
Right.
I'm gonna tell him. I ain't telling him yet. There you go, my brother
Salute.
the boxing guru in the building. What's good with you, E?
What up, Blue? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hey, E, that's my brother, my co-host right there, Armstrong Consultant.
Hey, Armstrong, A-side, what up?
Salute to you, great brother. I think I've seen him in the chat a couple times, the boxing guru. I seen him in the chat.
He know his boxing, and he trained. He know his boxing in and out. He got the label boxing the Wilder hater because he was critiquing Wilder's style and what he needed to do.
Right.
So he got the label.
Was he wrong?
No, he wasn't wrong, but he got labeled that. He got labeled.
Yeah,
he got labeled. Alan Matty's brother in the super chat. He said, Blue, you got to get Bernie on more often. He a good dude. Oh, Bernie is definitely a good dude. Yeah, I'll hit up Bernie. Hey, E, man, we got a lot of boxing going on, E.
Yes, sir. Yes, we do.
A-side, he breaks down styles and boxing. Ask him any style, any boxing. He going to break it down to a T. He breaks, this is what he do. That's why his name the boxing guru. He breaks down styles. He breaks down matchups and adjustments. And he an OG in this boxing game. So E, man, we got a lot of fights coming up, a lot of matchups.
Yes, we do.
High profile fights. What's your favorite fight that's coming up right now that you looking forward to the most?
I'm looking forward to the fight tonight. It's going under the radar. My boy Raymond Ford is fighting on ESPN tonight. I think he's the is he the co-feature?
Yeah, I think he's the co-main event.
Yeah. He's sharp. He's a nice up and coming prospect. Now he's a contender, in my opinion. Now with his record, what he's fighting for, he's a contender. He's definitely a smooth operator. I saw him live in Cleveland when he fought under the Montana Love versus I forgot that dude that beat him. Montana Love last fight in Cleveland.
Peru.
Yes. And Raymond Ford was on there, and he stole the show that night, in my opinion. After
no, that wasn't the that was the guy that Montana Love. You talking about the one and the homecoming fight where Richardson Hitchens was on that card.
Yes.
And Montana Love threw dude out the ring, got disqualified.
Yeah.
Okay. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to that night. Give a shout out to Raymond Ford and good luck to him tonight on his big fight. This is his coming out party because the other guy is undefeated. So both of them undefeated. So it's a lot at stake right now for them. Mm-hmm. But I'm definitely looking forward to the return of PBC. I definitely will be in attendance for that fight. Our first debut on Amazon Prime. I'm excited for that. Give a shout out to Keith One Time Thurman. A lot of people gonna underestimate him against Tim Tszyu. It's definitely going to be a good fight. I think Thurman is still hungry even at the age of 35 because he's still waiting for another big payday. So I'm excited for that fight. So I'm looking forward to that. But the fight of the night is my prediction. I think Rolley is going to TKO Pitbull, Isaac Pitbull Cruz. I'm looking for Rolley to show out, and like he's been claiming, he's want to be the star, and I believe he has the right mechanism, the body mechanism, the mechanics to upset Cruz. The reason why I say that, if you remember him against Tank Davis, a lot of Rolley flaws was coming forward because he was extending his punches and led with his chin instead of punches. But with Cruz got to put the pressure on Rolley. If you ever watch Rolley when somebody pressuring, like the old man that gave him a good fight, Rolley has good movement on the back foot, and his foot movement is underestimated, underrated. And then, and like I said, with his punching power, he can run Cruz into something. And plus, with him having a new trainer, I think it's Bob Santos. I don't know who's training him now, but for some reason I'm thinking about Bob Santos because he left Bullet.
I think it is Bob Santos.
Yeah, he's not with Bullet no more.
Yeah, so I'm looking for him to be a little more sharper. And plus, he knows this is a make or break fight for him and a winnable fight. The reason why I say it's winnable, because you got to remember, Pitbull is 5'4". and he's coming in at 140 pounds. So you know what he's going to do, just come forward. So you definitely have to be in dog shape and to give angles and feints and different things and try to run Pitbull into something. And I believe Rolley does that good. His version of like the shoulder roll, if you ever see it, you know, you can tell he's working in the Mayweather gyms. He gives you the angle, and then it's very difficult for you to hit him with two clean punches, especially if he's not coming forward. So that's why he was very effective in those other fights. And I believe he's going to be effective March 30th.
I hear you, Guru, but man, I got Cruz. I got Cruz. I think Rolley shots is very looping. I don't see him dealing with somebody that can get under his punches very well. And even though Rolley do have good movement, I do like him on the back foot. I never see him punch going backwards. I never see him counter punch, you know, going backwards. Barroso gave him all he can handle. Did Rolley, you know, when he moved out of the way and disengaged, yeah, he did. But I never seen him make Barroso pay. I see the thing with Esau Cruz and Gervonta Tank Davis is Tank made Cruz pay while he was evading a lot of those hits, and Cruz was still able to get off some of his shots. So it's a very interesting fight. I do like your breakdown of it. I can see it from your way, but it's one that I'm edging it in Cruz's favor, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a TKO or a knockout in Rolley's.
See, that's what the difference in with Bob Santos.
No, he's with somebody said he's with Ishmael Barroso.
Oh, Barroso.
Ishmael Salas, excuse me.
Oh, okay. And that's even a nicer trainer who had Ugas and different things like that. So that's a good fit. So he has a world-class trainer now. No disrespect to Bullet. He has a world-class trainer. So, and then if you remember Rolley, he paused a lot with his shots. You know, he throw one hard shot, but he paused a lot. He be leaning out and pulling back. So that's going to play major because Pitbull going to have to leap in or bull in. And that's just going to give Rolley good counter shots. Like you said, long as he keep his punches low and effective and angle out, he has a good chance of clipping Pitbull.
Yeah.
Because that last fight Pitbull was in, I thought he lost that against that.
I do agree with that. Giovanni, I believe that's who he went. Yeah, I think Giovanni won that fight. That was a gift. What you think about that one, Blue? The fight between Pitbull and Giovanni last fight.
No, I thought Pitbull edged it out. And the reason why, because Giovanni started he started making mistakes, just standing there and just getting hit with. Remember, at one point in time, he was just getting hit with overhand rights just consistently. He was eating and making adjustments, but it was like.
But Giovanni's a boxer, and that's to my point. You would have to be a boxer to present that type of challenge to Cruz. So I would love to see Rolley's boxing ability in this fight and to see what improvements he has made with the new training coach under a new regime that will that should help him moving forward. Because I believe he have power. He definitely put Tank on the back foot, and Tank said it himself. That dude is strong. You know what I mean? If he hits you with something, he got some heat behind it. So I would love to see them kind of tidy up a lot of his fundamentals and see what type of fighter he comes out to be.
Oh yes. And then a lot of people, a lot of boxing fans sometimes, you know, underestimate fighters because they don't be technically gifted as, you know, or fundamentally the same as the next fighter. But with Rolley, awkwardness, his whatever you want to call it, is going to play dividends because, like I said, if you go back and watch the tapes, I call it his version of the shoulder roll. That's going to be very effective because he's going to create those little angles that he's going to need to get Cruz to extend into some of his power punches. And I'm looking for Ishmael Silas, since he's a head world-known trainer, to know all this. What I'm saying, he should know all this, and he should know the fundamentals instead of trying to recreate Rolley, but understand the magnitude and what he needs to do to keep the shorter fighter off. Because that's all the shorter fighter gonna do is just come in. That's all he gonna do. It's just like the clips that they put up with Tank against Devin Haney. Only time Tank was effective is when he bulled in. Devin was tired. You can see Devin was tired. You can see that they was been going round. But when Devin kept at distance, he clipped Tank a couple times with good shots, but they spliced the video up. So when you understand what type of fight you're gonna be in the whole night, you should be prepared for it. And I think Rolley is definitely going to be prepared for it, especially with a high trainer like Ishmael.
What did you think about that clip that you saw?
Me, I saw it was spliced.
Did you think Devin Haney was knocked out at any point?
No, I just thought Devin was winded. I thought Devin was winded. You can see the fight was a grueling fight because Devin was on the back foot using the art of boxing to outbox Tank. I still believe no matter what that video, Devin Haney will beat Gervonta Tank Davis. I still believe that if they fought today. But like I said, with Devin, you know, the video was spliced in my opinion. With Devin, as long as he stick to the art of boxing and not try to be something that he's not, a power puncher or anything of that nature, he can circle and beat Tank, because that's all Tank gonna do, just like Pitbull, is bull in. It's bull in. So you gotta be able to keep feints and give angles to get out of there. So a person only can get one shot off, and by the time they pivot on the other one, you can counter him and then tie him up or push him back or slow the fight down. That's what great fighters did. When Muhammad Ali fought a bull in like Joe Frazier, you know, when he couldn't move as much, he used a tactical. He'd throw punches, angles, not pull back, but grab, slow him down, different things of that nature. When you use that technique, it'll nullify Tank. But if you letting him getting them wide looping shots, them uppercuts that he was throwing, because Devin was tired, you should have went to hold. You know what I'm saying? You should have used it as a real fight tactic instead of just Bravo against Bravo as we sparring. Because we in the doghouse and he trying to show I can beat him, he can beat me. No, you still got to be tactical, because you want to use that tactic, muscle memory in the fights. So when you get strong fighters coming at you, you supposed to hold and slow the fight down. So I just thought the little clips that I saw, I just thought it could have been a young Devin, an inexperienced coach, whether it was Bill Haney in his corner or whoever's coaching him at that time. It was just a young, inexperienced Devin. But I still believe that Devin, a boxer, will beat a brawler like Tank Davis.
And now I want to ask you this. I want to get your breakdown of Frank Martin and Tank.
Oh, I like that fight.
Me too.
Give a shout out to Frank Martin. I know his dad from Detroit. This is a long overdue fight. I'm glad it's gonna clear the wave, because what they were saying, he ducked Shakur Stevenson. In my opinion, Shakur and them lowballed him, gave him that flat million, and he know he had to pay his debts as far as to Al, his promoters, and different people in his pocket. So that wasn't enough to take that fight. Plus, you the B-side. You know, they could have thrown him some more money if they really wanted that smoke. But this fight with him and Tank, I love it. Plus, I love it for not Cinco de Mayo, but Juneteenth. Hopefully, it's in Atlanta, Georgia. If Vegas don't pick it up, we need it to be in a major venue as far as Black people is concerned, because we can do so much. We can do so much for it. I had talked to Sam about it. We can do so much with it because Tank is a big mega star. So you want to definitely build around that, especially for Juneteenth, since since Canelo has Cinco de Mayo and Mexican independence. We need a star like Tank Davis or somebody with that magnitude that can generate that, so we can create some, you know, from here on out for our own culture and people.
Wouldn't that be something if somebody was to fight in a day in February and one day in on Juneteenth? Wouldn't that be dope?
Oh yes, we need to do that as far as marketing, and then we can get a lot of sponsorships and different business behind it, because you want to make fighters more marketable to the public, and you want to make the sport grow bigger. You know, I'm always preaching behind the closed doors to Sam and different people of that magnitude, invest into the young people, the young culture, just like what Ryan and Devin them doing. You know, Oscar and them just sitting back, you know, riding the wave. But the young boys is doing their thing, so you take your hat off to them. So we
Right.
definitely has to do it as the black culture and different things of that nature.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, but far as the fight, I love the fight for Frank Martin because Frank definitely has to have the right style to make it compatible to Tank. He cannot sit there and sometimes Frank can get lulled into a certain style of fight. But when Frank is real aggressive and let his hands go and use his quick feet, oh, he's a dangerous opponent. If you watch any of his fights, that last fight when that guy came over from I forgot, was he Australian or whatever? He was a good guy. He was a good boxer, even though we didn't
Well,
know him. But if you
who?
look at it, say that again.
Which guy from Australia?
The fight that everybody said Frank Martin could have lost, that last major fight he had.
Ah, that you talking about that Eastern European?
Yeah, yeah,
I forgot. It was Chuka Kalzine, something like that. Blue?
yeah,
Who the
yeah. It
guy?
was some.
No,
That
no,
Frank
it
Martin?
wasn't him. It was
No, no,
another.
it was
Yeah, there was
Howard
another name.
Arena, something like that.
Howard. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I forget that name.
Chua
Chuka
Karzim is
Kalzine.
usually
That was the
boot
one that
camp.
fought Boots.
Hmm.
Yeah, but they styles remind me. They styles were similar to me, so I
Right.
mixed them two up. Yeah, that's that Eastern European style. You talking about, Guru?
Yeah, but he's a good boxer. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? He
yeah,
was
for
a
sure.
good boxer. So, you know, with that, you had to take props off to him, even though we didn't know him on the American soil. I didn't.
They
So,
say it's from
but
Germany.
right. So, but his style. So, what sometimes Frank could get lulled to sleep, but once Frank is aggressive because he can pop and he's quick and he can cut the distance on you. So he has to have the right game plan. I don't believe he's that far behind Tank far as boxing, but sometimes a fighter has the wrong instructions or can have lapses and don't understand the magnitude of how to fight somebody like Tank. If Frank know how to fight and is definitely prepared, I think he'll do good because he's deadly. You know, he's quick, he can close the distance, and he'll know how to throw his punches. He won't do like Cruz, head hunt, Tank all the time. You know what I'm saying? You want to place your shots against Tank, you got to be aggressive against Tank. Because whenever anybody aggressive against Tank, Tank goes on the back foot. He
Right.
started running from you. But since Martin can punch, he got to force Tank back. He got to demand his respect in the ring. So he has to understand that. And he
So
got
let me.
go ahead.
You just said something. My bad. I didn't meant to cut you off, but I
No,
want
no,
to
you
make sure I
cool.
didn't
You
forget.
cool. Come on in.
So you said whenever someone's been aggressive with Tank, it puts Tank on the back foot immediately, right? But
Yes,
Tank
yes.
always set up. It's like Tank has a natural instinct to set someone up. If they're being aggressive, he automatically goes on that back foot, but he begins to set traps. Do you think that he do that because he's running, or do you think that he do that off of instinct, of knowing that if somebody's going to rush him and be aggressive towards him, to get on the back foot and already start thinking about traps to run him into?
Well, Tank already know if you run him on, if you be aggressive towards him, he don't want to get clipped. Tank understand the distance and range. So what he
Mm-hmm.
gonna try to do is run you into something. Every
Mm-hmm.
guy who was aggressive against him, if you check out their fundamentals, it was terrible far as boxing. I talked to Mario Barris when he fought Tank in Atlanta. His head coach at the time, his name is Bob Santos. I think Bob was working the corner, but he had Rudy. It's Rick or Rudy. Sorry, Rudy or Rick. But me and him talk. He had his kids. I had told him, I said, man, y'all going to be up the first 4 rounds. If you stay behind your jab and stay long, and you won't have nothing to worry about because Tank ain't going to want to engage you. He going to move around. He wants you to slow down on your foot movement or turn you into a shot. And all the fighters, he did that. He did that with Ryan Garcia. He did that with Mario Barris. He did that with Rolley. All them boys gave up the fundamental curse of, not staying behind a jab or feints. And then once you get up on a shorter fighter, you already know, let him come forward. And then now I can touch him. I can conserve my energy. And a lot of those guys lost because of their own not understanding boxing, in my opinion. It wasn't nothing Tank. It's just like when Sugar Ray fought Tommy Hearns. Tommy Hearn was killing him as long as he kept Sugar in front of him. But once Sugar started giving him angles, moving around the ring, Tommy wanted to knock him out so bad, he gave up his height. That's where Sugar clipped him with overhands and different shots like that. But long as he was a disciplined fighter and wanted to win the fight and stay basic 1-2, he would have won easily. And those guys, Mario Bars would have won. He would have made Tank come forward. When Tank get to losing or feel the pressure of a fighter, he'll come forward. And that's when you got to be ready to meet fire with fire. And
that is absolutely true, because once Floyd Mayweather had stated that on the unofficial scorecards he was down, that's when you seen Tank start to put the pressure on Mario's Barrios. But like you said, Mario's Barrios had abandoned the fundamentals and gave up a lot of his height at that time. And it was a firefight. And I don't think you want to get in a firefight with Tank Davis. So with that being said, break down this fight and how you see it with Tank and Frank. Like, how do you see this fight going?
With Tank and Frank, the first few rounds, it's going to be very competitive. I really believe it's going to be real competitive because they know each other. They know each other. And like I said, only thing that's going to separate the fight, in my opinion, is Frank not throwing the shots to the body, Frank not pressuring Tank enough, like he got enough power. See, when you meet a guy with punching power, sometimes you got to meet him with power because you never know what he's willing to go through to land his punch. But if you retreat, as long as Frank is aggressive and really want this fight and really willing to get stretched out in this fight, he has a good chance because, like I said, if he tighten up his defense and be aggressive against Tank, you can make something happen. Anybody that's aggressive against Tank in any fight has success, a lot of success. But you got to know once Tank start moving, not to get turned out of position. A lot of those fighters get turned. If Frank and Derrick James don't understand that, that's going to be the downfall. And that's what's going to separate if it's going to be a blowout or a close fight, in my opinion. But Frank has the skill. He just got to know who he's fighting and how to win this fight. Him and his coach, Derrick James, has to understand that, and Frank has to be aggressive and make sure he keep a tight guard because Tank going to try to use quickness on him. So that's why Frank going to have to offset him with feints and then rush in on him with his shots because Tank is very quick. He's definitely quick. Frank is quick too, but Frank going to have to make sure he understand what he needs to do.
Nice.
Go
ahead.
We got Haney versus Garcia. Break it down.
Oh, Haney versus Garcia. Oh, I like this fight, but I just believe Devin has too many tricks in the toolbox to let Ryan beat him. Ryan is a good fighter if you let him, stay tall and use his quickness. But with Devin can force him to shoot one of them powerful left hooks and then close the distance. Devin can fight on the inside and nullify that because Ryan can come in and out. He comes in and out. So when you have a fighter like that, you want to block some of the shots and go in. But if Devin get in there and get in his pride and feelings and try to stand outside, slip some of Ryan punches, Ryan could connect with something. You don't want to do that with Ryan. You want to pressure Ryan and get close to him. You want to feint, make him throw a shot, but block it and get in and work him. So I look for Devin to be able to do that and win a decision. He ain't gonna knock Ryan out, but win a decision.
You said sticking behind the jab and it being so important. One of the elite fighters that we always talk about is Teofimo Lopez, right? And it's almost seemed like Teofimo Lopez have a problem with boxers. What did you think about the fight with Jermaine and Teo? What did you assess when you seen that fight?
I liked that fight. I thought Teo won the fight. I didn't think Jermaine did enough, as a challenger. You got to really bring the fight. He had moments, you know what I'm saying? But you got to really fight, you know what I'm saying? So if he knew if he'd have really fought Teo, he knew what would have happened. So that's why he had that tactic. And plus, he wasn't busy enough. You can have that tactic, but you got to make sure you have clean, effective punches so it won't be no debates like we having. Then people will say that's a robbery. But with this one, it could go either way if you like T.O. or you don't like him. But I just believe T.O., with that fight, that shows like a Devin Haney, the upper echelon, Shakur Stevenson. Okay, this is the blueprint right here. We done seen this over and over again. So when we fighting, we got to be on top of this like this. But then we're going to make him count. We're going to touch him instead of pulling out like Ortiz.
Like Jermaine. Yeah,
Jermaine Ortiz, like he was doing. We're going to stay in the pocket and just blocking shots and touching so it can be more clear. So those type of fighters can do that. Jermaine wasn't willing to do it for whatever reasons, because he knew T.O. beat him in the amateurs, and then he knew T.O. can crack. So it was different reasons. And plus, Jermaine defense isn't really solid like that with his hands or just with his movement. So that's why I used that tactic. But me, they could run it back if Bob will pay for it. T.O. will love it if he ain't got no big fight. I have to believe T.O. is the better man in that fight, and that's it.
So how you see the Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia playing out? How what's the end results?
Oh, I got Devin Haney winning. I got Devin winning for two reasons. Like I said, he has more tools, and plus with Ryan Garcia, Ryan just has to put up a good outing. Ryan just got to land a couple good shots on Devin, and he can keep his wheel going. What I mean by that is he's very popular in social media, so he can fight another big foe and then keep getting that money. So Ryan is like a De La Hoya back in the past when De La Hoya was at the end of his career.
Hold on 1 second, one second. Coda, you said when has Devin Haney showed inside game? Go watch the Jorge Linares fight. He fought the whole fight on the inside, clean as a whistle, fought in the phone booth, and only got touched in the 10th round. Look at watch Jorge Linares, Devin Haney fight. He fought the whole fight in the pocket and showed off in that fight.
Showed off.
The whole fight. Go ahead, E.
Yeah, I just believe Ryan Garcia is like Oscar De La Hoya. He's definitely mentored after Oscar, especially when Oscar was in his latest career, when Oscar was fighting certain fighters, just getting money and letting them win, in my opinion, like he did with Mayweather. I think that was a business deal because Oscar, in my opinion, could have whooped him if he'd have stayed behind the jab, stayed long, and let his hands go. But when he came and worked for Golden Boy Promotion, it seemed like it was just a business deal, like with Bernard Hopkins. So I just believe when you're a star like Ryan Garcia and got the Mexican fans who's willing to pay money to see him, he can fight anybody, whether he win or lose. He just got to put up a good fight. And I believe he will put up a good fight against Devin because of their styles. Plus, they done fought each other because Devin going to have to close that distance against Ryan. And Ryan can jab, and Ryan can shoot a right hand and hook. So that's why with Derrick James, to be able to make it more competitive on that standpoint so the fans can keep buying into what he's selling. So I think it's going to be a good one. But like I said, I just believe Devin going to win by a majority decision or something like that.
4K, nephew in the super chat. Much love. Fo said, I also think Devin will show an inside game.
Oh, yeah.
He said Ryan, but then he said, I meant Devin.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to, because you don't want to play with that fire with Ryan. Ryan hands is fast, lightning fast, and power. You don't want him to establish none of that. If I was Bill and they team over there, we got to get in the inside. Once he throw a couple jabs, we'll act like that, but keep your hands up and get right on it. To keep pushing him back. We got to push Ryan back. The offsetting. We can't let him come forward. If he come forward, we got to slip or block and get right on him. Easy work for Devin, in my opinion.
Salute the nephew, 4K, back in the building, back in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. I meant Devin will show an inside game to neutralize that hand speed of Ryan.
I agree with that. That's right on point.
You know what? I seen Tank with Ryan fight, and Tank didn't fight him on the inside. Tank fought him on the outside, surprisingly, and he was short. So I was Ryan was the aggressor that went after Tank, right? And that's how he got clipped in the second round. But here's the thing. Like I don't know if fighting on the inside is the smartest plan to do with Ryan. With Devin, I see what y'all saying. You put pressure on him, put him on the back foot, make him feel uncomfortable, etc. But is that safe for Devin to be on the inside with Ryan? I just see him getting clipped trying to be on the inside all night with him.
No, what Devin gonna do is Devin gonna give him false traps. Devin gonna set traps for him, just like Tank did. What Ryan does, Ryan give up his height. He did that against Tank. That first round, Ryan won easily because he stayed behind the jab, stayed disciplined. That second round, he ran right over to Tank, gave up his height.
Right.
That was crazy. That was the dumbest stuff ever. So what Devin gonna do, because Ryan gonna come out, since he's with Derrick James, he gonna be more elusive. He gonna be more fluent on his feet. So he gonna be trying to fight a little more smoother, where his combinations come off the jab. He gonna set up a 1-2-3 to try to establish that. So Devin and Bill gonna have to understand the rhythm. They trying to convert him into a black fighter, but he don't have that rhythm. He gonna be like a salsa dancer. It's gonna be a half of the rhythm of black person, but it's not gonna be the whole. So Devin them has to understand that, and they should understand what punches is going to come off of that. And then once that punch come off of there, we can close the distance and get work or go over the top, because once Ryan shoot that left hook, he gets wide with his shots. Ryan, that's his flaw. A lot of his punches be coming from East Coast, and they're trying to land in the West Coast. That's not going to work against a professional fighter like Devin, who's been groomed all his life by some of the top fighters: Roy Jones, Zab Judah, Floyd Mayweather, Senior, Junior. Devin done worked with a lot of people. He asked me to train him when he came here to Toledo. Give a shout out to Devin Haney when he was young, before I even knew who he was, until I saw him in Vegas. And they told me he was the #1 ranked kid in the nation. So Devin understand that type of fighting. So I think he will be more prepared for all that. And I think, like I said, he going to close the distance and outwork Ryan.
A couple more for you, E, then I'm going to let you go. But salute to my brother Robert Chandler in the building, in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on the super chat. How do you see Tio versus Keyshawn Davis? Also, what is your game plan for Ryan? I also disagree. I think Devin will get countered by Ryan if he gets aggressive.
Well, we're going to, okay, Tio and Keyshawn, that'll be an excellent fight, in my opinion. Keyshawn, to me, he just comes forward. Keyshawn comes forward, right? All the people, he want to walk you down. So Tio has good movement. Tio has good angles in the ring. He has good movement, different things. So he gonna have to offset Keyshawn Davis with that. He gonna have to offset him and hit him with some power shot, because we never seen Keyshawn Davis really get hit with some real power from a meaningful fighter. But all that just walking forward, that ain't gonna happen against top echelon fighters. He got to show you more. He got to show you that he can work on the outside and stay disciplined as a fighter, outbox. I haven't seen that with Keyshawn. I don't believe that style is effective for him. You might have to go back when he was in the amateur days to see what style that was real effective against him, that beat him, that gave
Andy Cruz.
Andy Cruz, a mover, a good mover, and different things of that nature. Tio moves good. To be a Honduras, he moves good. He had good punching power, different things. So it would be an excellent fight. Yeah, it definitely will. But like I said, anybody that moves against Keyshawn Davis is going to give him a fit of blues. So right now, he ain't fighting nobody that can move. But when he do, you're going to see the truth about Keyshawn Davis. But with Devin, as far as him being aggressive, he going to have to, because you can't let Ryan get comfortable. If you let Ryan get comfortable letting all those combinations go that he can throw with his hand speed, you're going to be in a world of trouble. You got to be able to close the distance. You got to be at that point, then close it so Ryan won't know. And then his foot movement, in and out, that salsa type of dancer, you can counteract that. So Devin is definitely going to be on point with that. I believe Devin is a true professional. He studied the sport of boxing. I believe, and I'm willing to bet the casinos that Devin will beat Ryan Garcia.
Well, I do agree with that he will be Ryan. He just got to be he got to be disciplined because Ryan do have freak speed and freak power. I definitely agree with that. With Subriel Matisse, what do you think about Subriel Matisse? A lot of people saying that they think that Devin Haney cannot beat a Subriel Matisse. I believe that Devin Haney can beat a Subriel Matisse. I think that Subriel Matisse is tailor made for Dev. But in your opinion, what do you think about Subriel Matisse?
Subriel Matisse is just a come forward type of guy. My guy from here, I can't think of his name. He fights out of Detroit, but he fought here in Toledo at Soul City. Give a shout out to my guy, Otha Jones, who runs Soul City. They had that guy up here. His name was Soldier. I know I'm butchering his name, but this was Matisse's last fight. It was a good fight. Remember, the guy came out. He was touching Matisse. Matisse just started walking him down because of the inexperience of the movement and understanding the magnitude of this fight. I just believe, like I said, with Devin being groomed as much as that, and as long as Devin stayed disciplined, the only times I saw Devin get hurt or, do something bad is because he tried to act like he had power. But when he stick to boxing, he's beautiful. And against a person like Matisse, you have to be able to give angles. You got to outbox him because that's all he want to do is come forward and land punching power. So as long as you can control him, you got him. The bull versus the matador in my case.
Two more for you, E. I want to ask you about this. Break this down. Artur Beterbiev, Dmitry Bivol. Choose first.
Hey, that's gonna be. Listen, hey, give a shout out to my dude Lonnie B. Give a shout out to Lonnie B from Vegas. He fought under the Mayweather. Every time I picked against Artur Beterbiev, yeah, I was wrong. I thought my boy Marcus Brown from Staten Island was gonna beat him easily because Marcus can move, Marcus can punch. You know what I'm saying? The length of Marcus, I thought Marcus was gonna be hungry after coming back from all the beating up the women and all the stuff he had going on. And Artur Beterbiev always proved me wrong. And then my boy Yard, I knew Yard. I said Yard gonna beat him easily. Yard was slick. He with his hands, his movement. So with Bivol has the basic technical boxing, and I believe that basic boxing. Because if you look at any of Arthur fights, he always get outboxed. He definitely get outboxed, but he put that pressure, that relentless pressure on you throughout the course of the fight. It's up to you to be able to endure and understand it. And Bivol always shown you that he has the basic 1-2. He's technically sound and everything. And plus, Arthur is getting old. At any moment, he can fall off. So in my opinion, I think I might have to go with Bivol. I've been picking against Artur Beterbiev for the longest, and I've been wrong. Give a shout out to Lonnie B. But I believe Bivol, with his basic boxing technique style, will beat him.
Salute to great brother Robert Chandler in the super chat. He said, harder fight for Tank, Devin or Shakur?
Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna say Shakur. The reason why I say Shakur, Devin could beat him, but the reason why I say Shakur, because Shakur is not going to take chances like a Devin. Plus, Shakur has a more cat-like, I'm a run. Devin, he'll sit in there with you, just like you saw in the sparring session. He'll sit in there. You get on him, Devin, and get the throwing punches back at you. But Shakur, he stayed, defensive-minded, scary-like, or whatever, don't want to get hit. And plus, he can stand right by you and pull back and counter-strike. So Shakur would definitely be a tough match for Tank, because he understands distance. Shakur definitely understands distance and range, and he uses everything to win. He don't care if it's ugly or anything. He don't care about that. Long as he wins, that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. That's
one punch.
I agree.
One punch around. That's it. I don't care. You know, so that'd be a difficult match because, like I said, Tank won't get him off of balance by moving. Like I was saying, you know, trying to set trap. Shakur too intelligent for that. Plus, he's too. I'm not getting hit by that.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Joshua, Francis Ngannou.
Oh man, this is a tragedy to the sport of boxing. Hey, this for the love of money, man. Hey,
for the love of money?
Yeah. Hey, this for the love of money, man. Hey, give a shout out to Your Highness. He said this, man. I'm not putting on no YouTube fight. This worse than a YouTube fight. This is worse. Hey, give a shout out to my dude Deontay Wilder because Wilder was the first one, and they knew they couldn't fake his fight. Only way they could fake it if Wilder didn't throw no punches. He would have knocked Ngannou out or whatever. But that guy, technically on a high level, no, they selling that to the public, man. It's terrible. Fury them and Your Highness them did a job on the boxing world. Fury giving all them irky jerks, not throwing punches, so they can make another big money fight. AJ probably gonna do the same thing, but AJ is way better than him. If AJ really fight, AJ will knock him out. But if it's a business deal, like I predict for the love of money, AJ gonna spare him, pick off a couple shots, let him land a couple shots, and let AJ win. Then they can have him fight somebody else, the winner of Parker, Zane, or whoever. They can redo him again. You know what I'm saying? Make it close.
Recycling them?
Yeah, they can make money off of it. We lose on this end, but we make up on the UFC guys. Everybody believe in this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But it's bad for boxing. No, that guy is like the tough man. He can punch. He's a heavyweight. He's big, but he comes down a straight line. It's easy for you to hit him. So AJ jab should be in his face, and that right hand should be coming down all the time. So it's easy work, in my opinion, for AJ. But it's a business deal. AJ is like a promoter now. So, you know, it's a business.
Mm-hmm. Salute to my brother, Charles Edward Cheese in the building, in the super chat, dropping that $500. He said, gotta show love off the 180. Salute to my brother, Charles Edward Cheese. Once again, dropping that $500. Salute to my brother Cheese, man. I appreciate you, King. He said, gotta show love off the 180. Cheese, I appreciate you 1,000%, great brother. And remember, when we hit 300,000 subscribers, Cheese and myself will be picking a lucky winner and we'll be sending them $50,000. Once we hit 300,000K, y'all better hit the subscribe button. Once we hit 300,000K, Cheese and myself will be giving away $50,000. So make sure y'all hit that subscribe button. Tune in. $50,000 we giving away. Hit the subscribe button. I can't say it enough.
Salute.
Let me say it one more time for y'all, just in case, for the people in the back that may not have heard what I just said. Y'all might not have heard what I just said. So let's do it again. Let's say it again. We're going to be doing this again. Shouts out to my brother, Charles Edward Cheese, and myself. We will be giving away, once we hit 300,000 subscribers, we will be giving away $50,000 to some lucky winner. So make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Again, once we hit 300K, we will be giving away $50,000. So make sure y'all hit the subscribe button and tune in. So E, let me ask you one more. I want to
Yes,
ask you
sir.
one more before I let you get out of here on this Saturday afternoon and get to your boxing. But what's your thoughts? Because we very high on this guy, me and A side, and a lot of people. Gary Anton Russell. What's your thoughts on him? What's your thoughts on him versus Dev? Your thoughts on him versus T.O.? Where do you place him, and how do you see him matching up with them?
He's come forward. You know what I'm saying? He's real aggressive. You know, it's only a matter of time before he meet his match. A pure boxer that's going to give him circles, give him angles like Rancis was doing. Rancis just was old. So, you know, with that style, it's very, in my opinion, it only can get you so high. And what I mean by that, you probably could be an A-level fighter with that style. You know, if you got power. He's 15-0 now, or 16-0, 16 KOs?
Yeah.
So, yeah, with that style, it only can get you so high. So you got to give him an A or a B+. But when he meets somebody, just say a Devin or Shakur, you know, those type of fighters that's a A+, A-. See, they understand that. They understand how to neutralize you. They understand how to give you that simple little step over where you can't get a double shot off on them. So they know all that. So, but right now you could ride the wave of him. You know, his family is very talented. The whole family is talented. But like I said, with that type of style, it only can go so far until it meet the ultimate fighter of boxing. That's a pure boxer. That's an A+ fighter. He will always lose to them. If they fought 5 times, in my opinion, if the A level is still in his prime, he will beat him all the time.
Salute to my brother Paper Route T, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. I think Tank will cut off the ring on Devin and Shakur and come straight at them because he doesn't respect their punching power and KO both of them. What you think about that, E?
Not really, because if you look at the sparring session, you know, if you got to look at it carefully. Who was his name? Pico. Sorry if I pronounce his name. You got to look at that. You got to look.
Paper Route T.
Paper Route T. You got to look at it careful. When Tank was inside on Devin, he was throwing looping punches. So Devin can put his arm up just like I'm doing to block it. Tank tried to come up with an uppercut, but he was so close, he couldn't get the leverage. He needed a certain amount of distance. And those fighters like a Devin and Shakur now, even if you cut the ring off, now they'll start coming close to you where your punches can't be that effective to hit them in the chin or the body and different things. They know how to shield up. So that's where an A-level fighter comes in, and that's what's going to dissect and beat Tank. But when you got guys who really don't understand that and they ain't A-level fighters, he can get away with that. But if he try to bull in against them, even though they ain't punching hard, but they going to start touching him. And he going to start swinging for the fences like he was doing against Devin. If Devin would have kept turning when Devin was turning him on those clips, they had to reset. Tank got to reset. He got to reset. Let me put more pressure on it. As the fight goes on, that get grueling, you know, as a 12-round fight against those guys. And then those guys they're going to start touching Tank too because they're going to get a little separation. So Tank is, that style fizzle out. Just like when Tyson had that, it fizzle out at 28, 29 years old because you got to be relentless. You got to be quick. You know, Tank habits of partying maybe, you know, doing different things that we don't know behind the closed door. All that plays a part. You know, you can't keep that high energy up against a boxer who's moving, who's giving you angles, and different things of that nature. So I just believe Tank will lose to either one of those guys. That's why they don't want those fights to happen right now. And he won't even fight guys of that nature. They don't have to be with Devin name and Shakur. I want to see him in there with a black fighter who can move or somebody like that, or anybody that gonna show you. Frank should show us a blueprint of what Tank is really about. Because when I see him in there with top fighters, a black fight, what fighter did he fight that was black? I'm trying to remember way back. Blue.
He didn't ever fight a black fighter.
No,
Right.
this is Frank Martin is his first one.
Right. So, Pep, you want to see this. You want to see somebody that has agility, that has movement, and see what Tank can do as far as that. You want to see if Frank Martin going to use his gift, his natural gift, to help him in a fight against Tank, and see how Tank respond to that. Because when I saw him in there with Mario Barris or that one guy who was out boxing, remember Tank hit him like he was playing with Tank. The guy was making it a competitive fight. I forgot his name.
Hector Garcia.
Yeah, Hector. He was with Bob Santos. This was way when Tank fought at 130. This guy was like he was
Santa Cruz.
No, it wasn't Santa Cruz. It was the dude that started playing around.
Yeah, and Tank clipped him
clipped him. Yeah. What was dude's name?
But he was real confident.
He was overconfident.
Right, but his agility.
I think I know what fight you're talking about.
His agility and his movement in there gave him that. Even though he should have stayed disciplined, but it showed him that, this is too much for a guy like this if you stay disciplined. See, the black fighter should be able to stay more disciplined than this guy because he was a foreigner wherever he's from. But his style still gave Tank issues, even though Tank is not.
Nunes?
Yes, Nunes. That's him. Yes. But see, you had to watch different things that give Tank problems, even though Tank is undefeated and knocked the guys out. But you got to watch what gave him the issues. Was the guys effective? Was the movement? How did Tank fight on the inside when the guy being aggressive to him? He runs.
Coda said Tank fought 3 black fighters. What 3 black fighters did he fight?
That must have been way. Oh, Yuri Okus, Camboa. Yeah, he ain't. Yeah, but he gave him this.
Camboa and Rolley Romero. I guess you count them.
Yeah, but a person like Frank should have more athleticism, a lot of more melon, and a lot of more grit. He should have that grit. Frank should have grit. He's from Indianapolis. His dad from Detroit. So even though his skills, because of the coaching or the game plan, but he should have that grit so people can reassess what they think about Tank after this June 15th fight, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. Well, that's Blue. If you have anything else, or that's all.
That's it. We'll be back on tomorrow. What you doing tomorrow? Was talk about these fights tomorrow because we got the Amanda Serrano fight tonight.
Oh, okay. My girl from Brooklyn. Ain't she from Brooklyn or Staten Island or somewhere?
Yeah, Amanda's from the Bronx, I think.
Oh, the Bronx. Oh, yeah. Remember, she used to be at the Barclay all the time. I used to watch her at the Barclay on PBT fights. Yeah. So
I think she's from the Bronx.
Yeah, so I'm definitely looking forward to those. But I'm definitely gonna watch my guy Ford. I'm definitely excited about him. That's the major fight tonight. In my opinion, it's on ESPN. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Give a shout out to Toledo's own big baby Jared Anderson. Albert Bell got a major fight coming up March 22nd. Hopefully this is his last fight before he fight for the WBO title that Emmanuel never read vacated. So I'm hoping for Albert Bell to finally get his shot for glory.
Yes, sir.
So Toledo, we definitely doing a lot of boxing here, Blue. So I'm definitely rooting for them.
Yes, sir. And you that's what you think about that situation. Oh, let me get your thoughts on that. Paper Route T, brother in the super chat, dropping that Cinco on us in the super chat. How many black fighters has Devin fought? So you saying Tank lose to everyone black?
No, I didn't say that. Paper Route. No, I didn't say that.
We're talking about the style.
Yes.
But yes. What's your thoughts on Jared Anderson in that situation, man?
Well, Big Baby is young, naive, not naive, but young. When you're young, you get a lot of money. you know, around the wrong crowd of people. You got to focus in on your career. I know you want to be able to be a normal kid, but you're not. You know, when the future, you predicted to be the future of the heavyweight division or championship boxing. Plus, it means a lot here in Toledo, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? So Jared definitely has to rethink some things. Thank God the guy was on his side, that he didn't get injured in the crash or did nothing happen bad. But hopefully, you know, this will wake Jared up and make him realize he's definitely blessed, and he definitely has a calling to do, and that's the box. All this other stuff, as far as partying and driving fast, those cars is dangerous. You don't want to get paralyzed, like some fighters riding motorcycles, different things of that nature. You just want to focus in on your craft, you know. So hopefully Jared will learn from this. I know his moms, I know his coach. You know, Toledo's a small city. We happy for it. And Jared and Frank Martin, I think they'll fight maybe when it's a title eliminator, but not right now, because Jared is already forecast to be the next heavyweight champion. And with his age, he don't have to take a risky fight like that. That's why he's fighting guys you might not have heard of or different things of that nature, because he can just wait his time out, because all the heavyweights are typically older. They ready to go after another year or so. So he can just be patient. And then with a great businessman like my boy Jay Prince, you know, that's what they going to do. And Bob Arum, they know how to market it. And plus, he's highly ranked in the WBO. That sanctioning body is with ESPN. So he might get a fight at Zilly Zane. If Zilly Zane beat Joseph Parker, like I predict, you know, he might get a shot. Jared can win that interim belt, because that would be a next fight. I believe Bob, or what you call him, be probably willing to put the money up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Plus, Zane is 40 years old. If you can't beat a 40-year-old guy, you know what I'm saying? You got to rethink your career, and you're 24, 25 years old. Plus, that would be the best way to go, in my opinion, because Jared is already ranked number 2 or 1, close to 1. He's 2 or 3 in the WBO. So I would go that route. Fight Zilly Zane next, or Joseph Parker. That'll be easy, because the belt's going to be tied up for another year with Usyk and Fury. So that ain't going to be available to 25. And so you can slide a fight like that, especially if them boys look diminished after they fight. You know, you offer Zane a nice payday, or Parker. You know, they'll take it.
Yes, sir. Well, we appreciate you, E, coming through, man.
Oh, thanks, Blue. All the time, anytime.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, great brother.
Salute to you, great brother.
All right, A-side, definitely.
Salute.
All right,
yes,
E.
sir.
I'll hit you up tomorrow.
Okay, then do that.
All right.
All right.